Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Weekend Warm Up. I'm Princess McClary, and this week we have two very special guests from the Study Abroad office here to tell us all about studying abroad. All this and more as we dive into your weekend. Weekend Warm Up starts now. Welcome back, guys. I'm Princess.
I'm Jeremiah Kane.
How have you been? I feel like we hadn't been here in a while.
I know. Well, I've been kind of busy. I had to do a little movie. It was homework, but it was still a lot of fun to do. 15-minute movie.
This seems like a long time to record a 15-minute movie.
Yeah, it takes a lot longer than you think, but you know, I like doing that, so that's a lot of fun. Even though Halloween, of course, is over, it was a Halloween movie. So
that sounds interesting. Sounds scary.
Yeah, it was a scary movie.
Really? Is it?
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like, when you watch a scary movie, everyone's so freaked out, but are they really freaked out during the process? Like, how do they feel once they watch the scary movie?
You mean the actors?
Yeah, like the actors. Like, yeah, they were in it, but does it still freak them out?
I don't know. It's still, yeah, it's still kind of scary, I guess, if you watch it afterwards. When we're actually filming it, though, we usually break out laughing like 1,000 times.
Really?
It's actually a lot. Well, depends on how long we've been doing it. Towards the end, you're kind of like just tired. Actually, sometimes you get even goofier then. And,
even harder to make it scarier.
Yeah.
And speaking of movies and plays, Oscar Wilde's classic The Importance of Being Earnest opens Friday, November the 14th at the Laylaw Performing Arts Center. It will continue playing through Saturday, November 22nd. Performances are Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. with a 2:30 Sunday matinee on November 16th. Tickets are available at the Laylaw Performing box office, open Mondays through Fridays from 9 a.m. till 4:30, and additionally 1 hour before each performance.
That sounds really neat.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about the play. I have to go to it for a grade, so.
Yeah, but still, it seems like pretty much everything Laidlaw does is really awesome.
I'm surprised that they're doing like a second play so soon, because they just got done with the Addams Family, so it's kind of surprising that already another play is playing.
I actually wanted to go to that.
The Addams Family?
Yeah, it's sold out.
I meant to make it, yes, when I went, all the tickets were sold out, so. I did not get in.
They'll have to do that one again.
Okay. This time I'm going to buy my ticket in advance, so I'm glad we have the reminder, because I need to remember to go buy my ticket early. And also, there will be a Glow Rage at the Soul Kitchen this weekend. There you can feel the adrenaline rush as paint starts flying when a cascade of music and lights dance all night and get loud and get messy with new friends, new sharing the experience unlike any other. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. The day of the show, if still available, shows will be Saturday, November 15th, and the doors open at 9:00 p.m.
So that sounds really cool, too.
That sounds exciting.
It's
like the third Glow Rage I think I've heard about this.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, this
I haven't heard of it before. So what, they throw paint at you while you're dancing?
Yeah, I think so. I was meaning to go to one a while back with a friend. She canceled on me last minute. Did not get to make it. But from what I looked online, it seems that they just slang paint and you dance. And they play like rock band music. Like,
actually, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It seems interesting. Every time I see the pictures online, I get excited. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the next one, and then I never make it. So this seems like a good weekend to go to one.
Yeah, I did something kind of like that, when I lived in North Carolina, but it just had, I don't know, it wasn't like paint all over.
Right.
Like this seems like I'm imagining. Of course,
Yeah.
this is probably
I
not
just
as much as I'm
imagine the way
imagining.
I always imagine is like a rock band on stage. Everyone in that crowd has on white, and they just shoot paint at you the whole night. Which I couldn't imagine for a girl with hair why they would be exciting, but I guess it is.
I don't know, it's like it'd still be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how. It's probably not like latex paint either. It's
Yeah.
probably not like
I'm sure
thick.
it's like something that wipes
Yeah.
off and is just pretty on pictures.
No.
And-
One thing, of course, there's some sports things
Mm-hmm.
going on. The volleyball team will play Appalachian State at 6 on Friday in the Jaguar Gym,
Mm-hmm.
so that's neat. And also the football will be another home game, which will be Texas State, and that'll be Saturday at Lad Peoples. So that's
That sounds
fun.
exciting. Yesterday night, I seen the football team coming back from a game, and it amazes me the police escorts that they get. It's like they look like celebrities coming through the school. It's like the cop cars. I was on O'Shell, literally got like in the middle of the street and stopped all the cars
Wow.
just so the buses can come back through. And I was like, whoa.
They kind of do that if you take the if you're taking the JAG-Tran from here to Lad Peoples.
I haven't.
They have a little police station along the way, so you don't have to
Really?
stop as much.
That's neat. That seems very expensive to do.
I don't know how that works. It's probably not as much as you would think.
It's funny. They're treated like miniature celebrities. Like I just recently found out that all the players go stay downtown like the night before the game.
Yeah, I guess they do that even for home games too.
Yeah,
and that's
funny.
I guess so it can be the same. Like they're in the same conditions for the home game as they are for the away games, so they're not like
I think
messed
that's
up.
kind of neat. I wonder
Yeah.
if it makes them feel like miniature celebrities or something.
Yeah.
Like you're so close to the NFL, you're on a college football team, so we're gonna treat you like you're an NFL player.
We'll start doing that before our shows.
Yes, we'll have police escorts to the studio,
Exactly.
and the crew riding limousines across the street. So.
Red
Boom.
carpet.
Yes,
walking
when
into
we
the
walk
door.
in, lights and snacks and wine glasses everywhere for everybody.
That's why we do it at JTV.
Also, the library is sponsoring the 3rd annual Real Read for Food drive benefit. The Bay Area Food Bank, from now until December 5th, bring your non-perishable food items to the first floor front desk of the Max Library
Marks.
and enter to win a $20 Starbucks gift card.
That's neat.
Yeah, that sounds neat.
It's kind of the same thing. That's the same people we did the Goals for Good
Oh yeah.
for.
That was a fun little night. That was a fun event.
Yeah.
Me, I brought like my mom, my auntie, and my sisters and everything. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not as many people were dressed up as I thought they would be, so that was kind of upsetting. But it was a nice little treat. Good for the people.
There wasn't as much that went on Halloween as I didn't get
Yeah.
to do as much. I guess because there was so much
Going on already. Because
Yeah.
I like called one of my friends today before, and I was like, I want to just get so scared and freaked out on Halloween. I want to have fun. I want to go trick or treat, and then I end up just going to work. So I didn't.
Luckily,
do
I didn't have to
much.
go to work. Actually, I went to the Goals for Good thing, and we did that for a while, and then we went. Some JAG-TV people sort of hung out, and then I went to a friend's party, so that was neat.
And what's weird about it is I did not realize that it was Halloween the day of. 'Cause it was on a Thursday. So
Well,
when I got up and I seen everyone posting their costumes and stuff, I'm like, why are they doing that? Halloween is tomorrow.
No,
I
Halloween was on Friday.
sad. You sure?
Yeah.
I think it was on a Thursday this year.
No, it's on a Friday.
I thought it was on a Thursday. But I was so sad, like, no, tomorrow's
wonder you were
Halloween.
confused.
It's not Halloween today. And I was literally confused, like, why are people posting costumes today? Like, why is everyone saying they're ready for Halloween? Halloween is tomorrow. And when I got to work that night, they said, Princess, it's the 31st. And I was like, no, it's not. Not until tomorrow. But I hate that I didn't get scared to go trick or treat. I didn't even get candy for Halloween. So I feel like I'm slipping.
I'm not a big candy fan, but I did get some, but not from trick or treating, but from people gave it to me.
I didn't even
And
get people from. I would think at least my
Some
job
people brought
gave
some to
us
my
candy,
house
but
and
they
left some
didn't.
there.
I got cookies for my job. That was it, but I didn't get any candy, so that was kind of disappointing.
We'll have to go trick or treating for Christmas.
Yeah, go trick or
Christmas
treating for
caroling.
Christmas. Christmas caroling and ask for candy donations.
Yes, exactly.
So guys, we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're gonna have our 2 special guests from Study Abroad. See you when we come back. Welcome back, guys. We're here with Angelo and Morgan from the Study Abroad office. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having
So tell
us.
me a little bit about what you guys do at Study Abroad.
Well, at the Study Abroad office, we have over 800 programs in 60 plus countries, and you can not just study abroad, but also intern abroad, volunteer abroad, and we also have research opportunities out there abroad for some of our graduate students.
So how often do you guys have trips planned?
Well, our programs run for anywhere from as little as 2 weeks long up to a whole academic year. So those are running concurrently every single academic year and every single term you can imagine.
So is there just always a country to go to?
Yeah, just about.
Basically, we pretty much always have at least one. How many people do we have this semester? We usually have at least 9 or 10 people gone at any given time.
That's right, yeah. And we're hoping that those numbers will start boosting, and the culture for study abroad here at South is going to be always growing, really.
Because I hear, isn't there a series of classes you take before you go, after you come back? Isn't there certain programs for each country you go to?
Yeah, that's right. We have our faculty-led programs where your faculty member from South is going to be taking a class abroad, and sometimes that includes some pre-departure and post-departure obligations. And that type of program can be really good for students. We also have your affiliate program where it's generally, Morgan, how long was yours in the summer?
Mine was 5 weeks, but they vary between 3 to the whole summer, which is about 10 weeks. So, but mine specifically was 5 weeks. And I didn't really I had a pre-departure orientations and stuff like that, but other than that, my whole experience was when I was abroad. So.
Yeah.
So is there any special requirements you have to meet before you even apply to go abroad, or?
Well, actually it varies differently, but I mean, as a base, our office has a 2.25 GPA requirement, and basically if you're cleared by the Dean of Students and have no behavioral record issues, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
So is there any way, say, if I wanted to study abroad, could I I want to study abroad first semester, second semester, and the summer? Do it all 3 semesters in a row?
There's a chance.
Yeah, you can do it concurrently. You can take a full academic year and then you can add on a summer semester if you want to. There are a lot of affiliate programs that will have programs in the same city, or you don't even have to be in the same city. You could travel each semester if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting, just study all over the world. I think that's going to be my next goal for school. Next semester I'm going to go travel to 3 different places.
It's a good goal to make.
Have either of you guys took any trips abroad?
Yeah, so my first program abroad was in high school, and I did an academic year in Germany. And when I got to my undergrad level, I studied abroad in Morocco. And that was 2 semesters at an exchange university. So those are agreements between universities, partners abroad. And in those scenarios, you have some more independent things going on. And after Morocco, I interned abroad in Turkey. And I taught English abroad for 3 years in Istanbul, and I just got back in June of this year.
So you've just been all over the place.
I talk about concurrent.
Studying abroad between universities, is that just you were I'm going to be here, I want to go with this school?
Well, so it's an agreement between the universities and the exchange. It has to be balanced out. So we send a student to them and they send a student to us. And generally that's over a period of about 5 years. So, I mean, sometimes we might send them 7 students and the next year we get none. But at some point it has to balance out.
So you have to swap out students. I wonder how those students feel. I'm going to be traded to a new university so I can go to different countries. That sounds exciting. Sounds scary too.
Yeah, well, and even with the affiliate programs, you're still going to universities abroad. I went to the American University of Rome, which is a university in the middle of Rome. It's not an exchange program, but my affiliate program that's who they're contracted with. So I got to go to that university when I was abroad.
Would you been at that university, did you get the opportunity to sit in their classes, learn from their teachers, or how did the program go?
Well, mine specifically was, it was the American University of Rome. So the majority of the students were coming from the U.S. We did have people who did their whole degree at the American University of Rome. So they just moved to Rome to complete their whole degree. But I had an Italian professor. He taught in English, but most of the students that were around me were other students coming from the U.S. But in a lot of different universities, you'll have locals in classes with you.
Did you take like a certain number of classes, or did you just go for one course?
I took 2 courses. It was because it was over 5 weeks. It depends on what program you decide to go with. You can take, mine specifically, I needed to take 2. So I took international business, and that goes towards my 300 level core classes. And I took an intro to Italian, so it was just like an intro Italian or foreign language credit.
So was it?
Oh, sorry. Are most of the classes taught in English, or how does that work?
Yeah, the majority, it depends on personal preference. If you are fluent in another language, you can choose to have a professor teach to you in that language, but the majority of classes are taught in English.
So that's nice.
Yeah, so there's not really a language barrier whenever it comes to learning your class, other than maybe their accents, but you get that pretty much everywhere, so.
That sounds interesting. Was it different sitting in a classroom halfway across the world than it is here at South?
Absolutely. I took international business, so it was kind of interesting taking an international business class internationally, because you can take that course here at South, but you just get a completely different perspective on things whenever you're learning it from someone who grew up in a different place too. Because your teacher, like my teacher, he was really big into the government, and he had been in business in Italy for a really long time, so I got to see like different aspects of a different culture.
Was it different teaching in a different country than it is teaching here at South?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, talk about culture that when you have students approaching you and asking you questions in a different language, it's something that I took a long time to get used to, but I had to because, you know, I feel at a disadvantage if I can't answer their questions. Now
so was it hard teaching in a different language?
Well, so I taught English abroad, and that means that essentially I'm being held to the standard of teaching in English the entire time. And I didn't have to learn Turkish, but I did. I was teaching in Istanbul, but I did want to because, again, you feel that, you know, you want to connect to the local culture. So,
Right.
you know, I went ahead and did that, but I think that there's also different offerings. So your classes Morgan's classes were offered in English, but others have, you know, they go with the idea, you know, I want to take classes in this foreign language, and so they do.
Sounds like more of a challenge. I hear you guys have a special week coming up.
That's right. International Education Week is coming up, and it's the week of November 16th to the 20th, and during that week, the Office of International Education and Study Abroad, we're going to have a lot of events. You'll be seeing us on campus doing trivia nights or potentially showing international types of movies and things. So watch out for us. And I think it's going to be a fun week too, because at the very end, the tail end on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Mobile International Fest is coming, and that's where we host all of the middle school, high school students, and then the community at large for everything international that Mobile has to offer.
Well, that sounds interesting. We're going to cut to a short commercial break, and we'll have Morgan and Angelo here again when we get back. All right, welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm here with Angelo and Morgan from the Study Abroad office. During a commercial, we were talking about funds.
Yes.
And I know that is a big question everyone has.
Indeed. The office actually has several programs that run at the same tuition costs here at South. So if it's an affiliate program, you can get by with paying the same amount as you do here at South with your tuition.
And if you decided to do an exchange program where we send a student abroad and a student from abroad comes here, you pay tuition to South. So you would pay the exact same amount of tuition as you would to South because you're paying it to South.
And then I heard that sometimes your financial aid can also cover it if you don't reach the cap.
That's right. So for our summer programs, if you have aid left over from the fall and the spring semesters, you can apply it to those summer programs. But you can also apply it to the programs that run for the summer or for the fall and spring terms. Aside from that, there are lots of scholarships available. The Office of International Education was just awarded $100,000 to give away just for study abroad.
I'll
So
take that money.
it's very exciting.
Yes, and hopefully we're hoping that the more we get involved with the campus, the more money will be awarded to give out to students for scholarships, because we're just now trying to build up the office, and we're trying to get people abroad because it's just such an amazing experience.
Do you guys normally get a lot of students involved?
Yeah, so right now our team of international education ambassadors are 11 students that are just returned from study abroad experiences, and what we're trying to really do there is to help students professionalize the experience, because we see that a lot of students, upon return from studying abroad, it's like, well, you know, I had this time out there in the world, but what does it mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's also another thing that I want to touch on is it gives you such a competitive advantage whenever you're going into the job markets. As soon as I got home, I added it to my resume, and I immediately got an internship, just because it makes you stand out. So people are really interested in that.
That sounds nice. Sounds like a nice little bonus star to have on your application.
Definitely.
So how do we get in touch with you guys? I know you guys have a Facebook.
Yes.
Right, so we are...
University of South Alabama Study Abroad on Facebook.
And then I know you said you guys have an Instagram.
Yes, it is
Instagram.
USA Study Abroad on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. And one more time, can we touch bases on the special week you guys have planned?
Yeah, so during International Education Week, from November 16th to November 20th, we will be spreading ourselves very wide across all of campus and having lots of international events where we might collaborate with International Student Services and have the international students who are here on campus in Mobile, you know, playing World Cup soccer and other fun events on campus. You can also reach us on Twitter at USA_studyabroad.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming today.
Thank
Now
you.
we're going to toss things over to Jeremiah with your weekend weather.
Thanks, Princess. All right, Jaguars, looks like a sunny weekend with a rainy Sunday. Friday, sunny with a high near 52, north winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 30, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 58, northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, a 50% chance of showers, partly cloudy with a low around 43. East winds around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, showers likely, mostly clear with a high around 62. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, showers likely, mostly cloudy with a low around 38. Chance of rain is 60%. All right, Princess, back to you.
We have the Family Festival going on. It's 2 days of revelry is what we call it, and it's you know, maskers running around. There's a photo booth. There's art activities. There's music and food, yummy food that I just had loaded fries at 10 a.m. So that's awesome.
Sure. And what about the exhibition?
The exhibition is the art and design of Mardi Gras. So we're sort of celebrating just that, the what goes into the Mardi Gras experience. You know, the artistry and creativity behind all of it. So it was fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about the what goes into it. They know about the party and stuff like that.
Yeah, and well, there's a lot obviously that goes into it. That's why it's such a huge exhibition. You know, from the drawings of the floats, it's interesting to see the progression of like how it's built. You know, and how this exhibition was built. It's kind of a similar experience. You know, it's just sort of this huge project, but it's repeated year after year, and it's just wild to see it come from, you know, all these local people that just, you know, put aside everything just for this, you know, couple weeks of fun. It's crazy.
Right now we're in what's called the People's Gallery, which is a collaborative effort by a group called Delta Psychedelica. And it's a group of young local artists that were interested in sort of collecting the ephemera and memories and images from people's personal experience of Mardi Gras. So it's got a lot to do with sort of our local cultural identity and the idea of sort of collecting and holding in memory, you know, this long tradition. And it's also like a very, what's the word, experimental sort of interesting thing to do in an art museum, because traditionally we like to put everything in a fancy frame and on a wall with a guard standing in front of it. And this piece is actually designed to change and grow over a period of time. As you can see, it's sort of the aesthetic of Princess Diana's fence. It's a memorial to our local cultural identity and memories, and you can make contributions. They're not stopping collecting. They're going to be collecting more and more images and ephemera over the 6 months of the exhibition. It finishes May 6th, 2015, May 3rd, 2015. And when you come into the museum, you can see what's already been sort of added to it, and then you can pick up a card and get in contact with Delta Psychedelica and give them your images and your objects. And about every 2 weeks, the curatorial team will be adding more and more to the walls.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Remember, I'm Princess.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we'll see you next weekend as we dive into your weekend. Bye. Do you have an event you would like to mention on the show, or would you like to visit Weekend Warm Up to promote your event? Let us know at jagtvusa@gmail.com. Please put Weekend Warm Up in the subject line.